Hi, I'm Shirley, the herb lady. We're going to speak about essential oils today, the good and the bad, because you need to know, are you doing the good one, which is 100% organic, or are you doing the bad one, which is 3% oil and 97% chemical? And the company that I buy this from, they have a big machine that tests the stuff, and they can test to see if it's natural and it's organic. And it costs a lot of money, but it's better to have something organic and pay a little bit more than putting chemicals in you, and you're going to find out why. Back in the old days, like 20-some years ago, doctors would come up and teach us about oils, the ones that would run in the companies. This one doctor came up 3 different times, and I sat under him, and he did really good, but he kept on saying, make sure you don't get a chemical oil. And he just really drilled that into us. We had a baby that was in the hospital, and a woman came and she said, I need to get my baby out of the hospital, and they won't let me have her because she's got a earache. And she was like, she was either 4 to 6 months old. She was real young. This happened many years ago. And so she said, do you have anything that can help? And I said, yes. I said, I have oils. And she said, we cannot put nothing on the baby in the ears, but we can put it, I said, can you put it on the feet? And she said, yes. And this one right here, this, the fifth toe and the fourth toe, the fifth toe and the fourth toe is the ears. And what we did is I had her to rub garlic oil over the top of this. Just keep rubbing. And she went every time she went and visited her baby. And in 2 days, she had her baby out there. And that baby had been in there for weeks and weeks. And it was quite amazing. Oh, and I bought this when I was sitting under that doctor and everything like this. And I want to tell you about my husband. He was always my guinea pig. During classes, we would have, he would lay down on my massage table, and I would put oils down his back and on his feet. Well, he had been in the shop and standing on cement for a long time, and this right here says sciatica. It says, push on it, and after you put the oils on, the back will literally go back in place. And out of 7 times, 4 times, I found the place, and I pushed on it, and his back went like this, and he went, oh. And his sciatica went right back into place and everything, and it was so, people sat there and watched it, and I couldn't do it every time because it's your acupressure point. You have to find it. And sometimes I could find it, but if it's too tense, I couldn't find it. But if I put enough oils on the bottom of his feet first, then I could find it, and when I pushed on it, his back would just go like this. It was just like a wave motion. So he really believed in herbs after that, especially oils, because it worked so fast with him and everything like that. Smells can be hazardous to your body if you're using chemicals. So what you're doing is, if you're using bad, let's say bad cologne, bad deodorant, anything that's got chemicals in it, it takes the energy away from your body. Anything that's organic puts the energy in your body. So, if you do the math, I'm a bookkeeper, if you do the math, you want to add to your points, because the body is 62 to 68 hertz. Okay, you got 62 to 68 hertz, and if you want to add, you'll be eating organic food, you will be eating organic deodorant, not eating it, but putting organic deodorant and shampoo, cream wash, toothpaste, mouthwash, any kind of hair dyes, anything like that. You want to put natural and organic. And let's go into some of the oils. Some of the oils is really great. And this one woman, I heard her at conference, she said one oil changed her life. She made 6-digit she's up in the business world. She ran a company, and she literally quit her job when this one oil worked on her. She had IBS, and she walked into the herb shop, and she was doubled over. She was in pain. She wanted something, and they put, it was oil, it was Roman chamomile, into a carrier oil, and it was a roll-on. And we have empty roll-ons in that we can fix for people. And she went into the bathroom, and she rolled it on her colon. She walked out, and she said, "What is this?" And they said, "Well, it's Roman chamomile." She said, "How can I learn about this?" They said, "Come to the herb shop and sit and listen." And she did. And now not only does she own her own herb shop, but she is a president of the oil company, one of the oil companies. She's the president of over all the oil companies. And she helps a lot of people with oils because it changed her life, just that one oil. But now, bergamot, if you need anything for new skin tissue growth, use bergamot because it's really good. It calms the nerves. It relaxes the muscles. Cinnamon is for health and for healing and for warmth. Cinnamon gives you increases your temperature. So it really helps. Chamomile is relax stress. It helps skin problems like psoriasis and eczema. Clary sage, I always look that for the hormones. It helps with the nervous system. It relieves depression. Lavender is for rest. It just helps you to relax. It's good for burns, and it helps the baby to sleep. It's one of the ones that we put on the bottom of the feet of the babies to help them sleep. Lemon oil it helps with bronchitis and coughing. One of the oils that I use in my herb shop is orange, and then I use lemongrass, and then I use lang lang. Well, one of the boys came in with his mother. He started coming in at 3 years old, and every month she came in and got her herbs, and he ate. And this year he was turning 10, and she was getting her herbs, and they was talking about going to go buy his birthday present. And he said, "I want to smell like the herb shop." And she said, "I can only afford one gift." And he said, "I want to smell my room to smell like the herb shop." He repeated it several times. And so she said, "Okay." So she bought him a diffuser, and she got him the lemongrass, and they went home. And she came back in the next month, and she told me, she said, "Best investment I ever did." He cleaned up his bedroom, put the diffuser on. Now his room smells like the herb shop. And she said, he keeps everything neat and clean and everything in there now. And so she was excited about it. And then I have a registered nurse. She loved orange. She would use it as a deodorant because she said the people that was in the rooms that she had to take care of, they always say, "Where's the orange lady?" They call her the orange lady because she smelled like an orange, and the orange is what made them happy. It uplifts you, and she wouldn't go to work without putting some orange on. And then peppermint oil, they did a study for children, and when they took a test, and one room had peppermint oil in it, one room did not, and the ones that had peppermint oil did 29% better on their test than the ones that did not. Body odor. A lot of times people use oils for body odor, but a lot of times what you need to do is go to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is your colon needs to be cleaned out. Or you could be lacking zinc, or you could have a liver disorder, or you could have parasites. But the main thing is this one lady, she's called the colon queen. She had 4 major diseases. And she started cleaning out her colon, and she would not quit cleaning out her colon. And she started selling this stuff, but she had been a school teacher. And she said kids would come up to her, and their breath would stink. And she said all it was they needed to get their colon cleaned out, and they would have the sweetest breath there is. And all 4 diseases that she had, she got rid of by keeping her colon and taking herbs to get her colon completely cleaned out. What we smell can affect of how we feel. So if you smell something good, it can affect of how you feel. And synthetic oil does not contain a life force of the plant. There's no benefit. When you get something that's chemical, and you said, but it smells good, there's no life force. And when there's no life force, it takes your hertz down 10 to 12 down. Rose petal. Did you know they have to hand pick the rose petals? They pick 100 pounds of petals, and you get a half an ounce. And they have to pick them very gentle. The doctor told us, because if they damage the petal, then the oil won't come out of the petal. And it's for digestion, cough, wound healing, female hormones, and skin condition. Rosemary is good for your digestion, for your arthritis, for memory, for your respiratory, and for your heart disorders, and for muscle pain. Tea tree oil is a good antiseptic. It kills bacteria, virus, fungus, and thyme increases your immune system. Now, this woman, we was in a conference, and this woman got up and told about her little boy. He had open heart surgery. And in the open heart surgery, the main thing they have within 48 hours, most times it's an infection because they've been opened up. So they told her, she said, can I use my oils? They said, you cannot touch the child with your oils, not even on his feet. So she obeyed, but she went in there and she said, got a chair, and they had a little room and put him in a little room because they didn't want no infection. They didn't want people running in and out. So she was in there, her son was in there, and the machines was in there, and that was all that was in there. And what she would do is spray this oil every 15 minutes over the top of him. She wasn't touching him, but she was spraying so no infection could hit that boy. And after 48 hours, when they finally let him come out and they checked, they said he was the fastest one. They healed the fastest, and didn't even have a sign of infection. No antibiotics. They didn't have to use them. At the beginning they did it, but they took it away when they seen that he was holding his own. And so I thought that was really good. And all the essential oils, you always use a carrier oil with it, and no more than a dime's worth. Put a dime's worth in a drop of carrier oil, but it really, really helps. Always hold, when you whiff oil, you put it underneath your chin and you go like this. You're whiffing it, and it goes back and forth, and you can smell it. And this is the one I use. I put this in it, this enzyme spray, and then I put this, and this is called Paradise, and this is what I use. And then people say, well, if you spray it on, you got it running down. It dries like that, and it opens up your lymph gland system. You want to do that. And you remember I told you about the rose oil? The rose oil, it's small because it's very, very, very expensive, but it really helps. Enjoy your oils and keep checking your numbers that you're going up and not down using chemicals.